The shadow sat down on the stone bridge, and would not rise. It folded itself against the warm rock like a tired child, and no matter how the man pulled at his legs, it would not follow. The sun was melting into the river below in ribbons of copper and rose. For the first time in longer than anyone could remember, a shadow had simply refused. Something had broken between a man and the darkness that walked beneath him, and it was not the man who had chosen to break it. This was a town built into the side of a dry hill, where the sky opened wide every evening. The light poured its colors across the rooftops, the olive trees, the dusty paths between the houses. The air smelled of thyme and warm stone. The cats came out to sit on the walls as the light softened, and the old women would stop in the market just to watch it change. They had a saying there, "Your shadow is the part of you that knows how to wonder." Most of them had half forgotten what it meant, and one man had forgotten entirely. Thomas built walls and mended roofs, and hauled stone up the hillside in a wheelbarrow that groaned under the weight. He walked everywhere at a pace that left others behind, head down, hands already reaching for the next task before the last one was finished. People admired him, but they stepped aside when they saw him coming. A man who never stops has no room for anyone beside him. His wife had stopped asking where he was going years ago. She simply watched him from the window, the way you watch a river that will not slow. He did not notice the flowers in the garden she tended, or the light through the kitchen door in the late afternoon. He did not notice how quiet the house felt when he was not in it. His shadow had been patient. For years it had stretched along the dusty roads, always matching his stride, lying flat while Thomas strode above. But shadows are not made for speed, they are made for lingering. A shadow knows the shape of a wildflower, because it has lain beside one, and it knows when it is being ignored. The shadow began to lag behind, stretch toward the fountain, grow heavy at sunset, as if the light was something it could drink and hold. A woman in the market noticed and said to her neighbor, "His shadow looks tired." Her neighbor laughed, but the woman was right. The shadow was weary. It had followed Thomas through 1,000 mornings when he did not look up, past 1,000 evenings when he did not pause. It had learned the sound of his footsteps and the weight of his hurry, but it had never learned to love them. Then came the evening on the bridge. Thomas crossed with Timber on his shoulder, walking fast, while the sky burned above the river in sheets of orange and aching gold. His shadow stretched long in the low sun, and then it slowed, tugging at his heels the way a tired dog tugs when it has had enough. Thomas pulled forward, but the shadow pulled back. And then, it sat down. Thomas stumbled and turned, and there was his shadow, sitting small and still on the bridge, facing the water. "What are you doing?" he demanded, but even as he spoke, something stirred beneath his ribs, a quiet voice that said, "I want to watch this." He looked at his shadow then, and his breath caught. It was thin, worn so pale you could nearly see the stone through it, as if years of never stopping had used it up. He set the timber down and sat on the bridge beside his shadow, and they watched the last light sink into the river. He understood then that his shadow was not a thing attached to him, but a part of him, the part that knew how to see. There is a part of every person that does not care about getting somewhere. It cares about the color of the sky, the warmth of stone, the way water holds the evening in its hands. It does not speak loudly. If you never slow down, it does not disappear, it sits down, it waits, it grows thin. The next time you feel something tugging at your heels, some wish to stop and look at nothing, consider that it might not be laziness. It might be the oldest part of you, asking to be fed. Thomas crossed that bridge many times after. He always walked more slowly, and he always looked up. And every evening, just as the sun touched the water, his shadow sat down, and this time, the man sat down too.